Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
So now let's understand. The first question is, define balanced diet. What should be included in it? First of all, let's define balanced diet. We have studied about it. We have understood that balanced diet is the diet that we take which includes all the nutrients in the right quantity. So all the nutrients in right quantity. Now this is very important, that the quantity of all the nutrients that are there should be present in the right quantity. It should not be more, it should not be less than needed, right? So this is the diet that contains all the nutrients in the right quantity is known as the balanced diet. So what should be included in it? So any food, any diet is balanced diet when it includes carbohydrate, right? It contains all the nutrients, basically carbohydrate, protein, right? Then you have vitamins, right? Fat, then you have minerals, right? Also, obviously, roughage is important, and you also need water, right? So the balanced diet contains all these nutrients, and water should be there in your diet, right? Although you should not drink water along with your food, but definitely water is required. So all the nutrients should be present in the right quantity in the balanced diet, right? Moving on. Let's fill in some blanks, right? So vitamin that get easily destroyed by heating during the cooking is. So we know that cooking is important, definitely, so that the food becomes tasty, the food becomes easy to digest, and it can kill germs. But there are certain vitamins and minerals which get destroyed on excessive heating. Also, there are proteins which get destroyed. So one of the vitamins which is really susceptible to getting destroyed, which can get easily destroyed, is your vitamin C, right? So vitamin C is the one which gets easily destroyed because of high heat. Now, eating too much of fat-rich foods may lead to a condition called, we saw that how Bujo ate a lot of fat-rich food like samosa, like malai, and all these things which were fried, right? So what happened to that? He gained a lot of weight, and that condition is called as the obesity. That means when a person is having the weight gain of a person is too much, right? So that is obesity. Now, deficiency diseases can be prevented by taking. So, balanced diet definitely helps in preventing any kind of deficiency disease. Now, what is a deficiency disease? It is a disease which is caused when the food, one or the other nutrient is absent from our diet. So, balanced diet helps in, saving us from any kind of deficiency disease. Moving on. Now, here is a situation for you. Paheli and Bujo peeled some potatoes and cut them into small pieces. Fine, they were cooking something. They washed and boiled them in the water. So what they did was they peeled the potato and they washed them and they boiled them in the water. Fine. So they threw away the excess water and fried them in oil, adding salt and spices. So what they are making? They are making a very delicious dish. After frying potatoes, they are adding salt in it, they are adding spices. So what happens now? This dish which they made was quite tasty, but the nutrient value was less, right? Now, we need to suggest that what method of cooking potatoes we should use that will not lower the nutrients in them. So, first of all, peeling is fine. Definitely you need to peel them, and you can wash the potato once. Just wash it once. Then, the major problem, the major mistake that Paheli and Bujo did was that they boiled the peeled potato and then they threw away the water. This was something which they shouldn't have done, right? Because that water contained all the nutrient that the potato had to offer, right? And also because they fried it, so what they did was they increased the fat in it, right? So because of frying, the oil seeped it into the potato and it became a fatty meal, right? So what they should have done was that they shouldn't have, simply they should have kept the peels on, and then they should have boiled it, and then if they remove the peel, what will happen? Some of the nutrients will still remain, and they should have avoid frying in it. So the boiled potato in itself is cooked and you can eat it by adding all the salt and spice that you want, definitely in a controlled manner. So frying, or rather I should say deep frying, should be avoided to maintain the nutrient value of a certain dish, right? Now moving on. Next question. Paheli avoids eating vegetables but likes to eat biscuits, noodles and white bread. So all of this is something which she is eating regularly, but she is not eating vegetables. Then she frequently complains of stomachache and constipation. What are the food items that she should include in her diet to get rid of the problem? Now, as you can see that she is eating biscuits, noodles and white bread, which does not contain one of the very important nutrient. And what is that nutrient? That is roughage, right? Now, we know that roughage is present in the plant sources like vegetables and fruits, right? So we know that these two plant source, or these two food that we get from plants, contain lot of roughage or the dietary fibers, and that is the reason why, because she is avoiding eating the vegetables, she is having stomach ache and constipation, because the food is not the food is not digested properly and it remains undigested, because of which she is not able to eject out the food, right? So because of which she is having a problem of constipation. So the suggestion that we can give to Paheli is that she should include lot of vegetables and fruits like your guava, like apple. All of these things should be included, like papaya should be included in her diet. Apart from that, vegetables which she can green leafy vegetables should be included in her diet, right? So all of this will increase the roughage amount in her food. She should avoid eating any kind of fast food, especially biscuits and noodles and white bread, right? So all of these things should be avoided to avoid the stomach ache and the constipation problem, right? So in this way, we see that what is the importance of balanced diet, and whenever we are cooking the food, what are the disadvantages and how we can overcome them. First of all, let's fill in the blanks. The first question is to fill the blanks. First of all, DASH is caused by deficiency of vitamin D. Right now we have studied about all the kind of deficiencies which are there because of different kinds of vitamins, right? So when there is a deficiency of vitamin D, what is the disease which can happen, right? You know that vitamin D is important for your development of bone and teeth. So one of the deficiencies, or the disease which can happen because of the disease which can happen because of the deficiency of vitamin D is rickets, right? It is where bones become quite weak, and what happens is they bend, right? So it looks something like this. So this is how usually a person suffering from ricket looks like. Then next question is deficiency of DASH causes the disease known as beriberi. So this also we saw that again beriberi is a disease which is caused by the deficiency of a particular vitamin, and that vitamin is vitamin B1, right? Next question is deficiency of vitamin C causes a disease known as. So we know that deficiency of vitamin C causes the bleeding of the gum, and that symptom is associated with the disease called as scurvy, right? Then next question is night blindness is caused due to deficiency of DASH. Again, this also is a vitamin which, if not there in our food in a proper amount, what will happen? A person will suffer from night blindness. That means loss of vision, especially during the night time, right? And that vitamin is what? Vitamin A. Right, so this is the vitamin A which is required to avoid the weakening of your eyes, and hence ultimately the disease night blindness. Moving on, the question states that tick, that means you need to put a tick mark on the statements that are correct, and the statements which are wrong we will leave as it is, right? So first question is, by eating the rice alone, we can fulfill nutritional requirement of our body, whether it is right or wrong. So we know, we have studied that rice only contains what? It contains carbohydrate, right? It is rich in carbohydrate. Then it does not have protein, it does not have fiber, then it does not have any other vitamin or mineral. So definitely by eating rice alone, we will not be able to fulfill our nutrition requirement, and we will develop one or the other kind of disease, right? So that means that this statement is wrong, and that is why we are not going to put a tick in front of it. Next question. Deficiency diseases can be prevented by eating a balanced diet. So this is a correct statement, because we know that balanced diet contains all the kinds of nutrients which our body requires, and that is why if we are regularly eating a balanced diet, we will not suffer from any kind of deficiency, and hence we will avoid any kind of deficiency disease. Then next, balanced diet for the body should contain a variety of food items. So this is also a correct statement, because different food items are abundant in different nutrients. Like for example, for carbohydrate we need rice or wheat. Then for fiber we need vegetables and your fruits. Then for different vitamin and minerals we require green leafy vegetables and fruits, right? And then for protein we require pulses, meat, and all these things, right? So definitely a variety of food need to be included if we want to make our diet a balanced one, right? So this is also a correct statement, so we will put a tick mark in front of it. Next, meat alone is sufficient to provide all the nutrients in the body. Now this is also not the right answer, because meat does not contain roughage. Apart from that, usually meat is rich in protein, right? It is not as much, the carbohydrate part is quite less in meat, and usually it is rich in protein and different vitamin and minerals. So again, the meat does not have a complete food in them. It does not have all the nutrients, and that is why this statement is not right, and we will not put a tick mark in front of it. Solve these questions. The first question is, goiter occurs due to the deficiency of. So these are the different minerals which are there or which should be present in our body. What are these? These are the minerals, right? So out of these minerals, one mineral is associated with this disease. The deficiency of this mineral causes goiter, that is swelling of the neck, and low mental development of the child, right? So the mineral because of the deficiency of which the disease occurs, that is iodine, right? Next question. Anemia occurs due to the deficiency of. So out of these, which is the nutrient which causes anemia? The deficiency of which nutrient causes anemia? That is iron, because it is associated with the formation of blood, right? Now, next question. Bujo was having difficulty in seeing things in dim light, right? So he did not have a good vision in the dim light. The doctor tested his eyesight and prescribed a particular vitamin supplement, right? He also advised him to include a few food items in his diet. Now, looking at this particular situation, let's answer some of the questions. The first question is, which deficiency disease is he suffering from? So you can see that he had difficulty seeing in the dim light. That means he has problem in his vision and in dim light. So what will be the disease that he is suffering from? The disease is night blindness, right? Because he is not able to see in the dark. Then next question is, which food component may be lacking in the diet? So we know that vitamin A is the vitamin which is necessary for maintaining a good vision, for taking care of our eyes. So which component will be lacking? Definitely the vitamin A will be lacking in the diet, and that vitamin is the one which the doctor the vitamin supplement which the doctor prescribed, right? So vitamin A is the answer. Then suggest some food items that he should include in his diet. So what all things have the vitamin A? We know carrots are rich in vitamin A. We know that papaya is one of the food which has vitamin A. Apart from that, we have fish. Then also we have mango. All of these things he can include in his diet, so that these are what? These are sources of vitamin A, right? So this is something which he can include in his diet to overcome his problem of the night blindness. So in this way we see that how different kinds of components are present in the food which are called as the nutrients, and how they are important for our survival and for our good health. Thank you.